So, guys, I wanted to let you guys know I reached out to the folks at Plaid to possibly do some work in the future with their cosplay ambassador program, and they were so kind enough to talk to me about it and keep me in consideration for the future. But they sent me a huge package, and inside was 20 pounds of Plaid products, and a lot of them that I've been using, and some of them are new products that I haven't even seen on store shelves here. So I'm going to take a look at that box with you, and I just wanted to say to the folks at Plaid, thank you so much. I am eternally grateful. I will be using this. I will be tagging you guys in all the posts. I will be letting people know what lines these items came from. So we're going to sit down and take a look at it, and I hope you guys stick around all the way through to the end because I have an important message for you. Be well, too sweet me. Let's do it. Next up is the image transfer medium. Now, my understanding of this is you use a black and white printout on a particular type of paper, and I'm going to have to look into it because I've never used it before. But you're able to apply this to the printout and then transfer it to what appears to be wood or another flat surface that can absorb the Mod Podge to lay the image on. Now, I have a home tiki bar that I've been working on, so I think I'm going to be able to use that for some projects. So I'm very excited to try that out. And then the fabric medium, Mod Podge, I haven't had the opportunity to use it yet, but as you know, as a cosplayer, I am always looking for ways to expand my cosplay. And if over the last year, you guys have seen, I've gotten more comfortable with soft good cosplays, editing existing clothing, and applying fabric paints to clothes, so I'm very excited to try that out. And I've never used a specifically decoupage brush set, so I'm wondering if that'll go on differently, if it'll leave less brush strokes. So I'm very excited to try those. So thank you to the folks over at Plaid for those. Up next, we're going to be taking a look at the metallized line, the metallic line that Plaid has provided for me. I am very familiar with using the silver and the gold that they sent me in these big jugs, and if you're a cosplayer like me who does a lot of space and weaponry, guns, lasers, armor, daggers, the silver comes in like a treat. It works out so well, and it's very handy to have. So the fact that I have two large bottles now is gonna save me a lot of back and forth to the store because you use it and it works out well, and that's why you use it. Now, they've sent me some sterling silver, which I also have, which I love. I've used that on a lot of models to give like a hard edge detailing to, so it pops when the light hits it. Another type of gold, pure gold, and I mean, they've gone across the board here. There's bronzes, there's coppers, there's antique colors, there's antique versions, there's red garnet, there's a black, which I've never seen a metallized black before, called black sequin, or sequin black, I believe it is, and there's a pearl white that is a metallic. There's even blues and greens, so those are going to look really well when I do like scoring on blaster barrels, or if I'm doing something really futuristic that needs panels that are different colored that need to be catching light in photographs and at conventions. So I'm very excited to bust these out and try these. Like I said, I'm familiar with the silvers and the golds. I've used those before, and I also think I have a copper downstairs that I used on the steampunk prop once. So if you're in the market for some metallic paints, definitely check out Folk Art's metallic paints. I mean, they are really well. They don't lose a lot of their luster when they're sealed, which is a problem with some paints out there in the market, so please check these out in stores. Next up, since we're on the topic of metallics, they sent me their whole brush metal line, which is awesome because we don't have this in stores out here yet. I'm pretty sure this is relatively new, and that's really cool that I get my hands-on opportunity to learn with these. My understanding of these are designed actually to be brushed on, and it's a matte metallic. So if you're wondering what a brushed metal look is, Captain America's shield in the MCU, it is red, blue, and brushed steel, which has a whitish gray metallic color, and that's the type of thing. So if you're working in hard-edged props, if you're making swords or Captain America shields, blasters, space guns, armor, futuristic Mandalorian pieces, this is what you want. And these are going to be really great, and I can't wait to try them out. I mean, they've sent me colors all the way across the board. There's a brushed dark gray, a brushed black, a brushed gold, a brushed copper. I mean, I've never seen a brushed gold before, which I'm very excited about that. There's a brushed silver, so I'm able to achieve a lot more metallic surface ideas and images and textures without having to get really, really creative now. So this is huge, and I'm very excited to break these bad boys out. Another product that Plaid sent me is their leather studio line. And I'm very, 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 very hyped about this because I actually just picked up a bottle of the dark brown leather, studio leather paint. and I'm working on a Cyberpunk 2077 project, so you'll see that later in another video. But I mean, this stuff brushes on beautifully on the leather, and it flexes and it bends, and it's an acrylic paint just like all their other paints, so you don't have to worry about mixing if maybe you put a little bit on top of something else. If you're doing mixed media like a lot of cosplayers do, we use fabrics, we use fake leathers, we use real leathers, we use cotton, so you're able to use this paint across the board. And one thing I'm excited to try, it's going to be an experiment, I don't know if it'll work, but I'm willing to bet because it flexes on leather, if we did it on some sealed EVA foam, it would work out well. So I mean, they've even included like yellows. I could do a great caution on a jacket, maybe like a construction worker's leather jacket in the future, some trucker. There's a white, there's a gun, they have a gunmetal leather paint for leather and vinyl. I am so damn excited about that. Like, I can't wait to use it. So there's black, there's gray, there's a rusted metal, there's navy, there's a white, there's a pure gold, a metallic pure gold, there's a sunshine yellow. I'm just like, oh, I am so excited about this. So you will see this in future videos, and I will make sure to give you all the ins and outs, what works and what doesn't. Now, on to the meat and potatoes of this. They hooked me up with a full range of the folk art color line, and these are all acrylics. They are all matte finishes, which is perfect for what we do. My personal philosophy is paint it matte, and if it needs to be shiny later, you clear coat it later. And that's possible with the right Mod Podge now that we have, or there's other spray surfaces, and there's rattle cans of Mod Podge too, which they didn't include with this, but I was able to pick up in a local Walmart, so check your stores for that. Now, I'm going to include some pictures of different projects that I've used folk art paints on that aren't necessarily cosplay, and some of them are props that are wall hangers, but I want to show you guys you can use these for a lot of stuff. And what I like about them is the color that it's listed. Yeah, it's great when you get a paint and it says, oh, this is blue, but when the cap actually shows you the color and it matches, it says it's this brown, and you're able to say, okay, that color matches close to what I want. You're already there. You don't have to worry about mixing your own paint. And don't get me wrong, I've mixed tons of paint in my lifetime. I used to be a professional painter in an industrial place, so I've mixed paint, I've done color matching, and I've done screen accuracy matching, and it's just awesome as a prop maker and a hobbyist and a cosplayer to be able to say, I need something that's pure black, take a look at the top, read that bottle, and it shows up and dries as that. So I mean, this is just super cool, and this is great that I'll be able to refill my stock and keep using these. And like I said, I'm going to include them in all the videos to show you which ones I used and just let you know how they work out. So like I said, I've been using them for a while. I'm going to include a couple of slides in here and just show you guys what you can achieve with these paints. Last but certainly not least, I am so excited that Folk Art has finally put out an acrylic paint that has a gloss finish that is color shift. And now I can't tell you, working sci-fi and trying to make carbon scoring around barrels that has to be blues and purples, and you have to do different layers, and there's systems that are 2 and 3 coats, and you have to put on a primer in between, and then you have to go over top of it and you lose the luster. Check this out. I've seen these in person. I've seen them in use on people's props. It actually does shift color like that. It goes from the 2 colors that are on the sticker when it applies. I don't understand how it works. There's a lot of science and possible wizardry there that I'm not familiar with, but I am like super excited to use these, and I've already got one certain mystical mask that a certain character wore in a movie that I'm really looking forward to using a green flash on. So like I said, this stuff I am super excited to use. I've seen it in people's videos. I've seen it used in props in person, and this stuff is just bomb.com. So again, when I use this in videos, I am going to show you guys and tell you what's what. So, I mean, thank you again so much to the people at Plaid. This is so cool. So there you have it, guys. Minus 1 container of high gloss Mod Podge and a roller. I was able to pass along to someone who I knew could immediately use it, and I always have access to it. this is what Plaid sent me, and they didn't have to do this. It was a huge kindness, and I'm really excited to see where their ambassador program goes, especially because Plaid Cosplay now has their own social media accounts, so they're sharing work that's made by us, by cosplayers and makers, and I think that's tremendous, and I can't wait to see what they bring forward and who else they share. There's hashtags that they encourage people to use to get their work out, and they will showcase the work. So again, thank you to the folks at Plaid. I just wanted to give you guys a once over again. The studio leather, the Mod Podge, the metallics, again, I go through those frequently. The brush metal, I'm excited to try that out on a few space guns that I've got going on. And the color shift, I'm so excited. But here it is, guys. That is a huge haul from Plaid. Thank you guys so much. So there you have it, guys. I want to thank Plaid again for the huge care package. That was tremendous, and I really look forward to using that and showcasing some of their awesome products, even more so on the channel and in my Instagram feed. Next week there will be no cosplay video. There will be a vlog from the trip to Sippin' Santa this coming weekend. And I hope you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving. I know Thanksgiving is kind of a different meaning for a lot of people, but if you have the opportunity, enjoy a meal with your friends and family and have a good time. And if not, try and do something nice for somebody. But be well, guys. Have an excellent week. Thanks again, Plaid. Too sweet me.